The story you're about to hear is a compilation of tales showcasing different cultures or beliefs that is unique from our perspective. Please sit back and enjoy the tales I am about to tell you. At the Pine Ridge Reservation in South Dakota, United States, lurks a creature thought to be a stick person, a sort of demon by the native people, known as Walking Sam or Tall Man. He appears to be a 7-foot tall man who has a lean figure, long arms. He has eyes but lacks a mouth and a nose. He is as thin as a skeleton and black as night, and upon its head rests a black top hat. When he lifts his arms, the souls of both Lakota men and women hang from them. Some say he is attempting to protect his home, the forest. Others say he is lonely and that to encourage a person to leave their own friends, he will tell people no one likes them and that they should leave. Many believe this is him attempting to send the people into the woods where he can befriend them. But often, this is where his victims end their lives. It is also said that he was sent to Earth as a punishment and wants company. With the help of the living conditions such as abuse, poverty, drug and alcohol abuse, racism, and murder, Walking Sam tells those who are affected the most by these things, such as people between 12 and 34, to kill themselves, whispering to them that they are worthless, not deserving affection or life. You may know if one is nearby because you will hear it whistling to you. If you follow the whistling, this being may have the ability to paralyze you, hypnotize you, or simply drive you insane. If you were to disrespect them somehow, they would hold the grudge and seek out vengeance upon you, no matter the cost. Cases of mass attempted suicide have been reported within this reservation. Most often, the victims are young adults and teenagers, people who are often impressionable. One reported case claims that within a matter of months, 200 teens attempted suicide. 9 were successful. The community attributed this incident to the being called Walking Sam, particularly the elders, who at times even warned the youth of the being. One dreary day, a girl had locked herself away in her room. She had recently been experiencing a deep depression, even claiming to hear voices in her head. While she sat on her bed looking out her window, the heavy rainfall nearly blotted out the forest about 30 feet. The voices came in whispers that day, as if telling her she wasn't even worth the voice's time. The girl began contemplating her suicide when it was suggested by the voice. The rain lightened and she listened to how her parents never wanted her from the voice. Before it could finish the thought, it was cut off as the girl gazed into the woods. Just past a few of the nearest trees, she spotted something strange. A dark face quickly darted behind a tree. She said it had no features but for a pair of burning white spots where its eyes should have been. She continued watching and never saw the entity again. She later told her grandmother what was happening to her, what she had seen. The old woman asked if the shadow was tall. The girl said it was probably 7 feet up the tree. She began to shake of fear as her grandmother described the creature. Thin, black, skeleton-like, a tall hat. The grandmother told the girl the truth, that it was Walking Sam. The two went to a friend of the grandmother seeking help. She supposedly placed some sort of protection blessing on the girl. In the coming days, she no longer had the dark thoughts causing her depression. But when she would go near the woods by her house, she could hear whistling. Whistling coming from Walking Sam. There have been 103 suicide attempts since December 2014 on the reservation where the Oglala Lakota tribe lives. Luckily, only 9 of the attempts had proved successful. But all of those victims had been young. One of them was merely 12 years old, and none of those who died were over 24. These were not individual acts either. Most of the suicide attempts began with disturbing posts online. Elders and parents began to find Facebook groups of youths on the reservation where they would share suicide techniques and talk about killing themselves together, almost as if it was some after-school activity. There were videos talking about tying nooses, videos encouraging self-harming behavior, and even simple messages posted like, "Go do it." This sort of sharing indicated that not only were the kids making these attempts encouraging each other to do it, but it also meant that even if a youth in the community didn't actually attempt suicide, they still might be having suicidal thoughts. On top of that, there were also a creepy incident involving a different Facebook post. An image was shared of nooses hanging from trees near a small community of only about 1,000 people. The tribe police later said they believed the nooses were left as an invitation, as if encouraging individuals from the community to hang themselves. Walking Sam goes to any place that has pain and suffering and feeds off of it. And since Pine Ridge is basically the Detroit of South Dakota, he will continue to entice those who have been affected by the terrible conditions to commit suicide. Hey everyone! I just wanted to express how grateful I am that you took the time to listen to my narration. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I am Twisted Mind and please enjoy the rest of your day. Salamat!